Good evening. This is John Brown reporting for WBC News. Demonstrations took place across the nation on Saturday, with more than 1,300 hands-off rallies organized by citizens voicing their opposition to the Trump administration. Though the issues varied, participants were united by one clear message: hands off. Since President Trump's inauguration in January, the U.S. has seen a surge of protests targeting several of his administration's policies, from mass firings of federal workers to controversial immigration tactics. However, Saturday's protests seem to mark the largest and most widespread demonstrations during his second term. Kelly Laird from Rockville, Maryland, who attended the Washington, D.C. rally, summed up the widespread frustration, saying, "They're coming after education, coming after healthcare, coming after the arts, coming after the press." The protests were not just limited to D.C. In Boston, demonstrators gathered to challenge federal cuts to research funding and show solidarity for Rumeysa Ozturk, a Tufts University doctoral student arrested by federal agents. Meanwhile, in Silva, North Carolina, over 300 people rallied against cuts to national parks, education, and services for veterans. And in Portland, Oregon, thousands gathered to decry what they describe as an illegal billionaire power grab led by Trump and business magnate Elon Musk. The nation's capital was flooded with thousands of protesters near the Washington Monument, holding signs advocating for reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights, Social Security, veterans' benefits, and opposing tariffs. Among the rally attendees were Emily Peck and other members of the Sisters of the Resistance, a grassroots group created to coordinate participation in protests and provide mutual support. "We need to form community to bolster each other up because we have to be in this for the long run," said Peck. Many protesters, like retired federal worker Patty Kim, attended their first rally out of frustration over the growing list of issues. "I felt so frustrated and paralyzed by the bunch of things that are going on that undermine human rights and humanity in this country that I had to do something," said Kim. Veterans Colleen Boland and Sonia Lundy, both active in protests, expressed deep concerns about the future of Social Security and veterans' benefits. "We took an oath long ago to protect against all enemies, foreign and domestic," said Boland, a former Army and Air Force service member. "We never imagined that we would have to protect our own citizens from within, but we are doing it now." While the White House insists that no cuts will be made to Social Security benefits, major changes are in the works, including the closure of several Social Security offices and stricter identity verification processes. Lundy, a veteran, questioned whether the program would remain intact. "I was going to rely on this money. Is it going to be there?" she asked. In addition, Al and Bev Mermelstein, both in their late 70s, traveled from Charlottesville, Virginia, on a bus organized by Indivisible Charlottesville to participate in the D.C. rally, holding signs that read "Hands off our Constitution, rule of law, Social Security, free speech, health care." The couple expressed their commitment to activism, noting they were too young to protest during the Vietnam War but felt it was important to make up for lost time now. "I didn't participate in that, and I feel like I'm making up for it now," said Al. The protests underscore a deepening discontent with the current administration's policies, and as these demonstrations show, Americans from all walks of life are rallying together to voice their opposition and demand change. Stay tuned to WBC News for more updates on this developing story. I'm John Brown, and this is WBC News.